Hello, and welcome to my thoughts while standing in the queue. The other day, I was standing at the grocery store and I marveled at the numbers of women wheeling baby carriages with 2 and 3 children in their care while they shop for dinner for their households. And I marveled at how wonderful it was that they could do so many things. And I remembered an article I read that said that women have a different circadian clock than men, and that's why they're very tired in the evening. That's nonsense. The reason women are so tired in the evening is that most of them, particularly today in a household where women have to work, most of the women are doing not just women's work, but men's work as well. The typical married woman wakes up at 6 in the morning, she runs downstairs, she gets dressed and she runs downstairs and makes herself a quick cup of coffee, packs the children's lunches, gets them ready for school, packs her a sandwich for herself and her husband if they have to take their lunches, fixes him a nice hearty breakfast, gets the children off to school. After she sends her husband off to go to the office, she gets in her car and runs to her office with her computer and sits down at her desk. But before she starts her work at the office, she makes sure the plants are watered, the coffee machine is working, and the person that she's working for has all his files neatly put in front of him for the day's work. At 5 o'clock, she goes home. She stops at the grocery store to get pick up some stuff for dinner. She gives the house a quick dust and mop as she flies into the house, takes the dog for a walk, comes back, prepares dinner, gives the children their homework and gives them dinner. Then she runs upstairs, cleans herself up a little, changes into something comfortable, takes off her high heels that she's been wearing all day at the office, puts on something, preferably a print, so it won't show the splatters of gravy and grease when she goes down to cook dinner, serves her husband. He comes home after about 7, after a few hours at the pub with the boys. She gives him a kiss, sets him down at dinner, and feeds him, then cleans up the dishes, sends the children up to bed, calls the babysitter, and goes and picks up the babysitter, changes her clothes, and out the two of them go for a movie. After the movie, they come home, and she takes off her shoes again, takes off her makeup, and asks her husband if he would like a cup of tea before bed or possibly a nightcap. She goes down and prepares whatever he wants to drink, brings that upstairs, gets him all settled, finishes up the kitchen. Also, remember, she took home the babysitter and brought them home, and then she came back, ran upstairs, took a quick shower, got into bed, and gave her husband a quick cuddle, and then mentally, as she tried to go to sleep, did her to-do list for the next day, plus her shopping list in case she had to do some shopping. After an hour in bed, her husband rolled over and gave her a little cuddle and hoped for you-know-what, and she said to him, "I'm too tired, honey." He couldn't understand it because he had gotten up refreshed at 8 o'clock after a nice night's sleep. He'd eaten a hearty breakfast that his wife had made for him. He'd gone to the office where his secretary got his desk in order and arranged all his appointments. Then after work, he had a couple hours at the pub, remember, with his boyfriends. And then he came back, had a nice, lovely dinner, waited for his wife to tart herself up, and then off they went to a movie. At night, after he had his nightcap, he waited for her to come to bed, and he managed to have a little bit, he dozed a little, and then when she finally crawled into bed and he reached over to touch her, she rolled away from him, and he couldn't understand why she was so tired. He didn't understand because he wasn't tired. He was ready for a little nookie. I wonder why now women are so tired. He still hasn't figured it out. And thank you very much for joining me in my thoughts while standing in the queue.